From BBC Learning English, this is Learning English from the News, our podcast about the news headlines.
In this programme, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce get married.
Hello, I'm Georgie.
And I'm Pippa.
In this programme, we look at one big news story and the vocabulary in the headlines that will help you understand it.
You can find all the vocabulary and headlines from this episode as well as a worksheet on our website, bbclearningenglish.com.
Okay, Pippa, let's hear more about this story.
Pop star Taylor Swift has married American football player Travis Kelce at a huge wedding in New York City. Are you a big Swiftie, Georgie?
I'm not a big Swiftie, but I did go to her concert and I really enjoyed it.
Okay, and a Swiftie is what we call a fan of Taylor Swift.
Yes, now the couple hired Madison Square Garden, a sports arena and concert venue which can hold around 20,000 people.
About 1,000 people, including many celebrities, were reportedly invited to the wedding.
Fans gathered outside the venue in the centre of the city, where roads were closed and police were present.
Let's have our first headline. This is from BBC News. Taylor Swift's rumoured wedding celebrations begin with star-studded New York event.
And that headline again from BBC News. Taylor Swift's rumoured wedding celebrations begin with star-studded New York event.
This headline is from before the wedding, when the couple hadn't confirmed they were using the venue. It was just rumoured.
Yes, and we are interested in star-studded. What can you tell us, Pippa?
Well, we see the expression star-studded in lots of entertainment stories. Let's start with the first part of the word star. We often refer to celebrities, especially actors and musicians, as stars.
Studded means covered in. So if something like an event is star-studded, it means there are lots of celebrities attending.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's huge wedding began with a smaller event on Thursday evening, where lots of famous people were spotted arriving. It was a star-studded event.
We can use star-studded to describe anything involving lots of famous people. For example, a film cast or a festival lineup could be star-studded.
We've had star-studded. Lots of famous people are involved.
For example, the film premiere was a star-studded event with lots of celebrities on the red carpet.
This is Learning English from the News, our podcast about the news headlines. Today we're talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding.
Whilst there were many rumours about the wedding, the event had lots of secrets.
For example, guests couldn't tell people they were attending and were reportedly unable to take pictures.
However, since the wedding, some of the famous guests have spoken about the night.
Our next headline is about this. This is from Sky News. A pinch me moment. Details emerge from Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's New York wedding.
And that headline again from Sky News. A pinch me moment. Details emerge from Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's New York wedding.
This news story is about the experiences of some of the guests who went to the wedding. We're interested in this phrase, a pinch me moment. What does this mean, Georgie?
Well, a pinch me moment is a moment that is unbelievable and feels like a dream.
Yes, if you pinch somebody, you squeeze their skin between your fingers. It hurts.
Yeah, so Pippa, if you were asleep and dreaming and somebody pinched you, you would most likely wake up and realise that you had been dreaming. So it's common to talk about this idea when you're in a situation that feels unreal or too amazing to be true.
So, reports about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding describe amazing food, drinks and entertainment. The guests describe a night that feels like a dream, a pinch me moment.
We can use the idea of a pinch me moment to describe any situation that feels like a dream, usually positive situations that are overwhelming or exciting.
So some other similar phrases, you could say, I had to pinch myself if something that felt like a dream happened. Or you could say, pinch me, I must be dreaming.
Yeah, so for example, when I won an award, I had to pinch myself. I thought I must be dreaming. We've had pinch me moment, a moment that is unbelievable and feels like a dream.
For example, getting my exam results was a pinch me moment. I couldn't believe how well I'd done.
This is Learning English from the News from BBC Learning English. We're talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding.
As we mentioned, we don't know very much about the wedding.
Screens outside Madison Square Garden displayed the message "just married" using the couple's initials, but they haven't commented on the wedding.
There also haven't been any official photos released of the event, and guests reportedly had their phones taken away, so they couldn't take their own photos.
Despite this, lots of AI-generated photos appeared online claiming to be of the couple in their wedding outfits.
Let's have another headline.
This one is from BBC Bitesize, a learning platform for British schoolchildren. Taylor and Travis, how AI images fill the gap when there's no news.
That headline again from BBC Bitesize. Taylor and Travis, how AI images fill the gap when there's no news.
Now, this article is about the AI images of the wedding. We're interested in this phrase, fill the gap.
In this context, fill the gap means provide an alternative where something isn't available.
Yes, in this story, we know that a big event, a celebrity wedding, has happened, but we don't have any photos of it. There's a gap in the story or information.
So the headline is saying that AI-generated images have become widely circulated because they fill the gap. They claim to show information that people are searching for or want to find out.
We have some other similar phrases, plug the gap and fill the hole, and they have very similar meanings.
Yes, and you can use these phrases in lots of contexts. For example, a more serious one might be about a business trying to fill the hole in its finances.
Yes, or a more everyday example, I'm reading some books about history to plug the gaps in my general knowledge.
We've had fill the gap, provide an alternative when something isn't available.
For example, journalists couldn't reach the town after the disaster, so local social media videos filled the gap.
That's it for this episode of Learning English from the News. We'll be back next week with another news story.
And if you like celebrity stories, Phil and I talked about meeting famous people in an episode of Our Stories. Follow the link in the notes below this programme.
Bye for now.
Goodbye.